Coming up here in just a little bit, we're going to give you an opportunity to win $200 in cash if you can beat the coach and name that classic rock tune. It's up to $200, which is pretty exciting. I think what was the last dollar amount we gave away? $150?
We gave away $150 on week 2.
Yeah, and then it goes back to $50, and that means the coach has won a couple of times. So, hey, Larry, how you doing?
Good, yourself?
We're doing well. So
that winning streak is translated on the field too, right? I mean, you're doing well in Classic Rock. You're doing well in racking up those Big West victories.
Yeah, played well in Big West on weekends.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. We're halfway through. We're 4 through. We have it's our bye week, so we play USC at home for 3. So,
and this should be super easy because this is just a bunch of rich kids paying their kids' ways onto the team, right? I mean, you could have, you guys are playing against 19-year-old girls this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Lori Laughlin's daughter's on the team.
Yeah, she's the catcher.
Oh, we got these guys.
Boy, if you lose this series, you're going to get a lot of ration from your buddies.
Yeah.
Boy, you couldn't beat a bunch of 19-year-old rich girls. You know, it's funny. I was looking at that. I don't know how much you follow the news and everything, but I think everybody knows what was going on. And these rich, celebrity types were paying for their kids to get in. And Lori Laughlin from Full House. Mm-hmm. Aunt Becky. She said she had no idea that it was illegal to pay to get her kid into school. And no, it sounds crazy, but at the same time, I mean, listen, I'm sure she's full of it, but I could see how, if you're not paying attention and you pay a lot for tuition anyways, I don't know if it's crazy to think that maybe she just chose not to, investigate, and ignorance isn't the answer, but.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problems were the phoniness of the documents and stuff they never did.
Well, yeah, like Jeff was saying, they would literally superimpose their head on another athlete.
Yeah.
And you when you recruit a player, you talk to the player's coach. You talk to probably some sort of education system where the kid's coming from out of high school, right? It's not just getting a picture in the mail and going, oh yeah, we got the
next Michael Phelps coming to school here.
We actually watch them, so yeah.
It's funny because I was reading back some of the famous alum from SC from their baseball program, and Mark McGuire, Randy Johnson.
Yeah, it's storied.
There's so many. Ron Fairley, who used to do play-by-play.
Dodgers.
For the Mariners.
He did for the Dodgers and the Mariners.
Yeah, and he was terrible. He was just terrible. I remember everybody made fun of him. Yeah, Mr. Captain Obvious.
I liked Ron. I liked Ron Fairley.
Yeah.
It was at first when he started working for the Mariners.
Well, when the guy gets the ball and it's the third strike, he's out.
What the pitcher's going to do here is he's going to throw it to the catcher. and then you're like, what is this guy for real? But then after a while, you missed it if he wasn't around. You're like, oh, I need the obvious. I need Captain Obvious.
So when you got a Pac-12 school, are you going to prepare for a Pac-12 school? Do we prepare any different than we do for?
No, it's a little different. I mean, we've been without our number one pitcher for 3 weeks, or shortstop for 2 or 3 weeks. You just don't quite maybe use your pitching the same way. You'll kind of take it easy in certain situations and just ramp up for the conference series. So we're 4 conference series into it. We're 10-2. We have 4 left to finish off. So 2 on the road, 2 at home. So that's the important part for us. So SC's good. I mean, they have real good talent. They play in the Pac-12, and they'll be a challenge for us.
So now, since we're talking about being atop the Big West, how important is this series for postseason consideration as we move, through the next 4 series after this?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not that important?
No. We would have to win our conference to go on.
Do you think only one team from the Big West is going to make it?
No, if we don't get in, so whoever wins, it has an automatic berth. Right now, Santa Barbara, they played 1 less series than us, so they only have 1 loss, and they've already played the 2 best teams. They beat Fullerton down there 2 out of 3, and they swept Irvine at home.
But they have to play Cal Poly.
Yeah, we play them the very last series, so we're just trying to hang in there. But
is that down in
Santa Barbara?
Oh.
Yeah. So the 2 best teams outside of Santa Barbara are Irvine and Fullerton. So we play when we come back after this weekend, we play Hawaii at home, then we go down to Irvine, and then we play Riverside at home, and then we finish up at Santa Barbara. So it's
still tough.
Yeah. We're just trying to stay close. So hopefully on that last weekend we still have a chance.
Santa Barbara 31-5 overall.
Yeah, they're old and just one of those years. It's usually Fullerton, but about every 3 years there's a different team, whether it's us, Irvine, Santa Barbara. There's usually Long Beach. I mean, there's a team that kind of
you swept Long Beach, didn't you?
Yeah, down there. So I think that was the first time since 1997. So that's
good.
always a difficult place.
What
to play.
were you doing in 1997?
At Cuesta coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was at a junior college too,
Yeah.
trying to pass math.
Yeah.
You know
Met this guy.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Is I went former Cal Poly basketball coach Joe Calero. I mean, nothing against community college athletics, but when you go to community college, your focus isn't really to go follow the team. At least it wasn't in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know how it is here. But Joe Calero was the head basketball coach at the community college I went to.
Really?
Community college at.
No, we have such weird ties with Joe Calero. He taught Sumner High School. I went to Bethel High School. They were our big rival, and we packed 2 full school buses and went to Sumner. And I remember Raz and Joe Calero like the whole night. Like the team, there was 10 of us that would sit on the bleachers, and we'd calling him Leprechaun because he's a little short guy. There was a big fight after the game. Bethel won, by the way, but so we were pretty happy. Yeah. We got the coach here. There's a lot of great things that you guys have going on at the program over there, and I don't know if Eric Burdick gets his due. I saw a stat that he put out, which is pretty awesome. He's just so in depth. He sends these press releases that are like short stories.
Statman.
Yeah.
But 992 career wins. You're almost at 1,000 career wins. Are you aware of this between Cuesta and Cal Poly?
Yeah, he told me on the bus, maybe last road trip or the road trip before.
1,000 career wins. I mean, you're 8
Pressure's
away.
on.
Comes with a lot of losses too. There
will be no
As a
celebrating.
PR stat guy for the university, you don't focus on those losses.
Maybe that's what they should do. Turn it around. Go how many losses there were.
I bet you he knows.
Yeah.
Because he's stat man.
I think that's pretty amazing. 1,000 wins. I mean, that's pretty incredible. So you're 8 games away.
What's the most memorable win? Come on. Is this too tough of a question?
I don't know.
What was your most memorable radio show? I mean, I think that's tough. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a few of them. But,
actually, the April Fool's Day when we did the Foo Fighters joke said that they were going to play at Slover. That's the most memorable one. But anyways,
I don't know. There's some wins that kind of take your program to a different level. There's some programs that get you to a regional or in junior college a Final Four. So I mean, there's some pretty neat ones if I had to sit down and think about it. But I don't. I just kind of go on.
There's not one that stands out.
No, you actually,
man, that game.
You actually remember the losses a lot more.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's
seriously they just stick with you.
Oh,
it's bad.
Absolutely.
Other games that stick out more than a win necessarily, and because something weird happened.
Well, in 14, when 2014 in Poly, when our final record was 47-12, maybe we hosted the regional. Friday night we were playing Irvine, and we were like Santa Barbara. We were like 31-5 or something like that, and we hadn't lost back-to-back games. So we opened up at home against Irvine, and it's a close game. They're throwing their guy that I think was 10-0 the year before, and we're good. And this is our opportunity, and it's probably 2/3 of the way through our conference schedule, and there were just a couple things that happened in it, and we ended up losing. It was like that was the most devastating loss. And little did I know we would win Saturday, Sunday, and then they got swept the next 2 series, and they were really good. And that was a team. Their team got to Omaha, the College World Series that year. But the better you are, then the worse those losses are because you're blowing an opportunity. So when you have a good team, better take advantage of it.
Well, and you talk about collegiate playoffs. I mean, it's the collegiate season for whatever the sport, whether it be baseball, football, not so much basketball because you can play your way in. But to get into the playoffs, you have to. I mean, the margin for error is razor thin because of RPI.
Well, for us, we're like I always told you guys, we're always a bubble team. But very rarely, like maybe twice, we've been like pretty much, a for sure thing. But every time we're a bubble team and we're really good, we don't get in. So Yeah, you just got to take care of it, and it's very difficult to win. It's getting more difficult. The discrepancy, the differences now between the Pac-12s and the SECs and the ACC, Big 12s, and us, the Big West, it's getting bigger and bigger. It's just more money, TV money. Everybody in the country's in California taking your players, and so maybe we would have had 2 or 3 more players from California that were very good, and now the Vanderbilts, Auburns, Mississippi States, teams that were never in here 10 years ago, now they're in here, and now they're taking, I bet you they take at least 60 quality players out of the state every year.
So is the Big West still a power baseball conference? Because, I mean...
at the top, it used to be like the first 4 or 5 teams could match up against anybody in the country. Now it's maybe the first 2. It's getting more difficult. Like I said, it's the school's still down in Orange County or Southern California, Fullerton, Irvine, Long Beach. They still have that allure, and they're just in the right location. But it becomes more difficult for a Poly or a Santa Barbara or possibly a Riverside, teams like that. So yeah, it's tough. It's just. When we go play Oklahoma and Baylor and Washington, it's like and they have California kids. I mean, Baylor had like 8 California kids, right? So maybe it's more than 60. Maybe it's 100.
Your guys are going and playing against guys they played against in high school, or maybe even played with in high school.
Our guys, knew quite a few guys there, and we recruited, a lot of those players, and they just they see the bling bling, the allure of going to a place, and they're on TV, whether it's a football team or a basketball team. They see the facilities.
Well, we congratulate you on to what has been a successful season this far. At least
within conference.
Within conference. I mean, but like you said, it's tough. And let's face it, you played under non-California conditions when you went to Oklahoma and when you went to Washington. Those were terrible baseball conditions early on in the season.
Yeah, but both teams were playing under the same conditions.
Yeah, but some teams are used to that and other teams are not.
That's head coach Larry Lee.
Okay?
What's that?
I'm going to make excuses for your squad.
We want to get you on
the selection committee's listening.
Right now for the Name That Classic Rock tune. $200 today if you can beat the coach. I got to tell you, I think it's going to be tough today. He looks like he's awake, he's ready. Some days you walk in here, you look tired. Today you look like you're well rested.
I had a meeting till 11 last night, so
you did?
I am tired, yeah.
Big West, fun fact.
Yeah.
First team to double-digit wins this year in conference play. You know who that is?
That's us.
Yeah, Cal Poly. The only team right now.
Yeah. How about that?
10 wins.
Huh?
How about that?
Yeah.
Hey, just a couple of programming notes. The Vinyl 4 is up. You can sign up to win right now. 10 shows at Vina Robles. Get there and fill out your upfront bracket. KZOZ.com for that. Let's bring in the man, head coach Larry Lee.
Coach Lee, how many shows have you been to at Vina Robles?
I have not been there.
Ever?
Whoa.
I have not, ever.
You're kidding me. Frampton's coming this year?
Yeah, it just probably has to work out the right date.
Foreigner's going to be there. It's sold out, though.
Yeah, Foreigner's.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You guys can get me in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
All that pull we have.
Yeah.
Can you get me in? Wait a second. Hold on, Jeff.
Steve Miller's playing this year?
Can you get me Cruco Club tickets? Because then I might be able to pull some strings.
Yep, you're in.
I'll do anything for a free Coors Light.
Isn't this how the Laughlin's got in trouble? Come on. Here, we need to go down that route. SC's in town. There's ears on the ground.
All right, let's play Name That Classic Rock tune, shall we? Let's bring in our first guy here this morning. This is Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up?
Well, we're going to try to give you $200, but you gotta do your job. You got to beat the coach. You got to beat him twice.
All right, this is a rematch.
You got to get 2 songs right before the coach does. He's down the hall in the satellite studio on a telephone, just like you are. Say hi to the coach, Mike.
Tell him, Ruth.
All right, Rufus says hello.
Hey, Ruth. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, this is a rematch.
How'd you fare the first go round with the coach, Mike?
Well, Rufus has been grumbling about that for a month. He thinks the coach is cheating.
Okay. Well, he's not, and the video evidence is right now on Facebook. You can see that indeed he is not cheating because we stick him in another room.
Right.
Like he's he's a mushroom. He's in that dark room over there. And
Hey, Jeff, what's that first song again that you're going to play?
Yeah, we've been calling him Belichick.
I don't even let him look at my computer. Like I guard my computer when he's in here doing the last segment that we just did, the interview segment. I'm like hiding everything on my computer.
You make sure he doesn't look through the reflection of the window behind you,
I
too,
do.
right?
It's pretty intense.
All right, let's get to the game, boys. We got $200 at stake here. Remember, Mike, you have to ring in by saying your name. Make sure you say that before you blurt out title and artist. You have to know title and artist, and you have to get 2 right before the coach gets 2 right. If you do that today, we'll give you $200. Jeff, where
All right, we got a new strategy this time.
All right, we're on Facebook Live on the KZOZ page and the Jeff and Jeremy page. What year are we going to?
It's going to be 1984, guys. Best of luck. Say your name loud and proud when you think you know what it is.
Mike.
Mike was first.
Wow.
Rufus says Nazareth, hair of the dog.
That is incorrect.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Coach
Right.
Lee gets a bunch of the song
Rufus.
if he needs it.
These guys made it. They're in the Final
Scorpions,
Four.
Big City Nights.
Scorpions
Right,
Big Cities
Scorpion.
Night is correct.
I got Scorpions going a long ways in my bracket. Don't make that frown.
The
that
14
prowl.
seed?
I love it. I love the Scorpions. Coach, you love the Scorpions?
Yeah, Scorpions are pretty good.
Rufus loves the Scorpions.
Scorpions are
He
awesome.
loves scorpions.
Their first matchup is against Black Sabbath.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. They're not going past the
Oh,
first
come
round.
on. They can take out Sabbath. All right. So Coach has got you by 1 point. You're still alive, though. Here comes the next one.
1975.
Look, Larry.
Go ahead, Larry.
Working Man Rush.
Wow. Good job, Larry.
That's a pretty good one, huh?
Yes.
Call me the working man.
I was picking up on your strategy. I think your dog, you got to do something with your dog when you play the coach next time if you get through. You know, the dog's going to throw you off a little bit because...
He's the one with all the good answers.
Okay. All right, Mike.
See you later, boss.
See you later.
Nice try.
Hold on one.
Give Rufus our best here. Oh, yeah. You want him back? You want him back?
If he,
No,
if
I
he's
got his
still
phone
there.
number. We'll call him later. All right, let's get Colin in here. Colin's up next to go here. Hey, Colin, how you doing, boss?
Hey, pretty good, guys.
Colin, you played the coach before, right?
Yeah, one time wasn't too successful.
All right, here we go. Remember, you got to...
Don't sound so defeated heading into this.
And that's all good.
You got to make sure that you say your name loud and clear before you blurt out title and artist. That's what you're going to need to do 2 times to win $200. Let's start. Jeff, what year?
1970.
Larry.
Larry Lee.
Stones.
Need the song.
I don't know. Brown Sugar.
No, that is incorrect.
Yeah.
Colin, this opens the door for you, sir.
Stone, Jumping Jack Flash.
That is correct.
There it is.
So Colin's got points. Woohoo! Looking good, buddy. Okay, now Larry looking to even up the series with a song from 1979.
Larry.
Larry Lee.
Larry was first.
Police. Walking on the Sun.
That is incorrect. Colin, your chance to win $200 with a lot of song. Here you go.
$200.
Colin, Police, Walking on the Moon.
That is correct.
Good job, Colin.
Thanks.
Wow. Yeah, that's the thing is you don't know the song that well. I could have said, if you would have said, fill in the blank, police song, walking on the blank, I would have probably said Sun too.
Walking on the Moon. Look at that, Colin. Nice job, man.
Thanks. Well, he still beat me to the punch on most of those songs.
Well,
but
hey, dude,
Nah, you got the money, though. Good
look
job.
at you taking a page from Larry Lee's book, being gracious in defeat. or in victory, being very gracious in victory. Good job.
All right, man. We're also going to send you to the series this weekend, so hold on the line. We'll get you some tickets to go watch Paulie take on
Spend
SC.
some of that money at the Cal Poly concessions.
Wow, this was a little rough for you today, Coach. You lost 2 in a row. I can't remember the last time you lost 2 in a row.
That's what an 11 o'clock meeting will do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
True.
no, that was good.
All right.
All right. Well, Colin, who threw the meeting last night? Because Colin needs to send him some chocolates or a pizza or something.
Coach, best of luck to you against SC this weekend, even though it's a series that you say, it doesn't really matter much. Because
Hopefully, yeah, we just need to play well.
do you try to preserve some players for the stretch run, or
No, you might take a look at somebody, but the pitching is the key. You can't overuse certain guys out of the bullpen. So maybe somebody that you might use twice, maybe use once. So we'll see.
maybe you can get some of the softball players to come over and play, since you're just playing against a bunch of trust fund kids that bought their way onto the team.
That's right.
All right.
I'll see you next week, guys.
All right, sounds good.
Don't forget that this weekend,
SC.
yeah, go to
Great.
GoPoly.com to find out more.
Great weekend for baseball. Smell that grass and have a good time. Have a hot dog. It's a great family thing to do. My daughter loves going to baseball games.